All right. Well, I don't always record outside, but when I do, it's for lesson 175. 175 is where we're at today. God is but love, and therefore so am I. I give the miracles I have received. God is but love, and therefore so am I. I am at home. Fear is the stranger here. God is but love, and therefore so am I. So you give what you truly have, and hopefully you are receiving miracles. Hopefully you're receiving love. And when you're in that state of love, you are truly home, and fear is the stranger here. So it's always weird recording outside. All right, so God is but love, and therefore so am I. We're like pounding it in because we are training our brains to be more loving. God is love. So God is but love, and therefore so am I, because I am an aspect of God. I'm an idea in the mind of God. Oh, all right, let's hand it over to Jesus. Jesus had a lot to say for lesson 175. You cannot be in fear and at the same time be connected to God and know the truth of who you are. Fear takes you away from your knowingness. Fear feels bad, and fear is of your own creation. So fear is an unloving illusion. Why? Because you are made of love for love. You are made of God, and anything less than loving is not the truth. You are asleep. You are having a dream of separation, and God does not join you in your dream. Jesus used the analogy that just like your child who might be having a nightmare, you don't join the child in his nightmare. The kindest thing to do, the most loving thing to do, is to gently wake them up and let them know that everything is okay. So, yes, it is time to wake up and know that everything is okay because you are at home with God and love, and fear is the stranger here. You will know when you step away from love because it feels bad. So use your emotional guidance system to know when you do that and get back to love. You are made of love for love. And that is the truth of who you are. So, yes, I've definitely been trying to do this in my own life. Think about how to put more love into every situation. And then also, when I am feeling bad or negative, or anything less than loving, I try to think to myself, okay, so I have gone deeper into my dream of separation if I'm feeling this. So I need to get back to love, get back to God, get back to that knowingness that love is the only thing that's real. Everything else is just our made up dream. And isn't that wild to fathom that God does not join us in this dream? So just like a child who's having a nightmare, like you can see that they're having the nightmare, but the nightmare is not even real. They're there safe with you. So what can you do but just try to wake them up from their dream, from their nightmare, from their separation of reality? Pretty freaking wild for sure. So fear is the stranger here. Fear should start to feel very foreign and definitely not that it's not welcome, but it's like that's not who you really are. When you start to relate to your God self and start to feel safe at home with God, fear is going to be like just something that is so uncomfortable because there is nothing to fear, and that's just all that there is to it. What about mosquitoes? Should we be fearing mosquitoes? pathwaysoflight.org. Welcome to the reading, A Course in Miracles Workbook Lesson 175, Insights. Review. God is but love, and therefore so am I. I give the miracles I have received. I am at home. Fear is a stranger here. Which self will I identify with today? The false self or the real self, which is love? Which self will I think is real today? If I identify with the false self, I will think that I have private thoughts. I will identify with the body. I will experience fear, loss, conflict, and frustration. I will think that I am a victim and that something outside me is the source of my problems. I will think that I am separate from others, and I will identify others with their bodies. Today's lesson reminds me that all of this is not true. Today's lesson reminds me to identify with my real self, which is love. When I remember that love is my true home, fear becomes the stranger. I am open to receiving miracles from the Holy Spirit. I step back from the identity I once believed in. I leave my mind open to receive the healing touch of the Holy Spirit. And because minds are joined, I cannot help but give the miracles I have received. Love, by its very nature, gives all love to all universally. There are no barriers in love. There are no separate bodies. There is no gap between minds. There is only one mind, the mind of love. There is only universal joining, universal giving, universal receiving, universal joy, universal happiness. All is one in love. What kind of a day will I choose to have today? Which mind will I serve? The false mind or the universal mind of love? It is my choice, and I will receive the effects of that choice today. All miracles have already been given to everyone. God withholds nothing, having given all of himself in our creation. The only reason we are not aware of the miracles we have been given is because we don't appreciate and accept them. The made-up images of this world have more appeal to us than the miracles given us through the Holy Spirit. Step by step, the Course is helping us see the valuelessness of the made-up world that seems so real. The vision of innocence, holiness, and wholeness is ours to claim in every instant. The moment we claim it, we will give it, because in this vision is the recognition of our unity with all. By its very nature, this vision must be shared. I give the miracles I have received implies that I have accepted the miracles I give. My job today is to walk with Holy Spirit as my guide with an open mind and an open heart. As I am open to his lead, I will share his vision and receive the miracle of recognizing the face of Christ everywhere. With his vision, there is no conflict, no threat, no thought of harm or loss. Only the recognition of dear and treasured brothers everywhere I look. With his vision, I look past all behavior and see the Christ. I cannot do this alone. The idea of being alone is a barrier to vision, but I am never alone in truth. No matter how much I identify with isolation and limitation in a separate body, the Holy Spirit is always in my mind, ready to share his vision. His vision shows me my real home, where fear is a stranger, unknown, because loss is impossible in my real home. Today, I dedicate myself to walking with the Holy Spirit as my guide. All thoughts of lack or limitation I give to Him, that I may be shown the truth beyond these false thoughts. My heart is filled with gratitude that I have within me the guide to lead me home. pathwaysoflight.org. Well, there you have it, folks. Thank goodness for the Pathways of Light, especially for these reviews, these teeny tiny little reviews. I don't really have a whole lot to say. And sometimes, you know, A Course in Miracle is quite the mind bender, and I don't know what to think. So these firsthand experiences and reflections, the insights of people who have been studying the Course a lot longer than me, I really do appreciate. I really loved the part where it says, you know, I will look past all behavior and see the Christ. So that is definitely my challenge today with the behaviors of others that are, as the Course would describe them, a call for love. You know, I'm trying to look past form, past behaviors, and see the face of Christ and see the love and light that these brothers and sisters truly are. These sweet, sweet people. You know, and then you have to look past yourself. Oh, you have to look past yourself and your negativities and see the truth of who you really are. So, gotta love that projection. All right, so anyways, that's that. Lesson 175. We're cruising along here, halfway. With this review, God is but love, and therefore so am I. Maybe by the end of it, we'll believe it. I give the miracles I have received. God is but love, and therefore so am I. I am at home. Fear is the stranger here. God is but love, and therefore so am I. Thanks for studying with me.